It looks like Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, is ready to go head-to-head with her ex, Safaree Samuels, after Nicki accused Safaree of stalking her by showing up at her concert. Safaree and Nicki have had plenty of drama since their messy breakup, and it seems like Nicki is still holding on to some bitterness, even after 10 years. Now, Kenneth appears to be on the verge of escalating things by potentially planning to confront Safaree, as fans speculate after catching Kenneth on Instagram live with Nicki. If you're wondering why Nicki is still so upset about the breakup, it's because things ended on a very bad note between them. Their relationship was so volatile towards the end that the police were called during one of their fights, which allegedly turned violent. Although no charges were filed, there's still a police record of the incident. At first, they both tried to keep things civil, but the drama quickly spilled onto social media. Nicki accused Safaree of using her, saying, "Even when I try to protect people, they still try to take advantage of me. Haven't you learned that God is in control? Stop while you're ahead. Anything you don't appreciate will be taken. God sees your ungrateful, evil soul. I gave and gave and gave. Threatening me, blackmail, jumping for $30,000, and watching my cousin die on the street like a dog, more than rappers. But it was never enough. Don't make me too much love." Nicki also suggested that Safaree was using her for money and fame, saying, "You wanted fame. I gave you my blessing. I still love you, I always will, but I'm so disappointed." However, Safaree denied her accusations and fired back, saying, "Instead of hitting my phone, you come on here to say these things. I would never do that. I'm disappointed too. You're making me out to be the villain publicly, while privately you're doing things that people don't know about." He added, "Talking about publishing in splits isn't blackmail. Stop looking for pity and handle your business. Why can't I?" Safaree also revealed that cheating wasn't the reason for their breakup, but rather, Nicki had been disrespectful throughout the relationship. He said, "It's not about fame, it's about respect, and you've had zero respect for me in these past few years. The lack of respect at home had nothing to do with music. You're a public figure, but I was with the real person. We'll always love each other, but it is what it is." During a separate interview with The Breakfast Club, Safaree expanded on this, claiming that he left Nicki because she treated him more like an employee than a boyfriend. He said, "I'm the one who packed my stuff and left. The respect was gone. Everyone around her works for her, and it got to the point where I was like, I'm your man, not your employee." He then claimed that he had been heavily involved in writing her raps, adding, "Every time it came to writing, it was me, her, and the beat. Don't discredit what I've done for you." Safaree also accused Nicki of violence, saying, "Remember the night you cut me and I almost died? The police and ambulance had to take me out on a stretcher, and I had to lie and say I was trying to hurt myself so they wouldn't take you to jail. When things like that happen, it's time to leave." In response, Nicki accused him of theft, saying, "You stole my card and told me you thought it was a free money account I didn't know about. Stop lying, saying you packed and left. You came to my house crying, begging to go with me to the EMAs. I said no, dummy." Though the two have had years of animosity, Safaree recently brought it all up again during a podcast where he talked about how the breakup almost ruined his life and career, claiming nobody in Hollywood wanted to work with him afterward.
What would you say your biggest struggle or obstacle you ever had to overcome?
Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat. Like, I was with Nicki, we broke up, so her fans and certain people, they just wanted it to be like, okay, they're not together no more. Him, let him be nothing, let him disintegrate, let him disappear, whatever. But 9, 10 years later, 10, 15 TV shows later, a lot of music out later, doors up later, cribs, like, I'm still here. And, you know, some people don't like that. They're like, damn, why still paying attention to this? When me and Nicki first broke up and she got with Meek, and they were like the biggest in the world, and we was all beefing and shit. You gotta think about it, I had two of the biggest people in the world like against me. So that made everybody be against me.
Right, the whole industry.
Yeah, so it was like nobody wanted to be next to me. Nobody wanted to like work with me or none of that. So it just made everything hard, and I was like, that was a dark time for me. You know what I'm saying?
That really affected you. Do you wish like you had kept your relationship with Nicki a secret?
Even nobody knew until after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There were rules like you guys you couldn't like kiss in person or like show affection?
Hell no. That wasn't even a thought.
Despite everything, it appears that he still has some affection for Nicki, at least according to his claims. He recently went to one of her Pink Friday 2 shows, and he made a huge fuss out of it by making sure that everyone was watching him. When Nicki noticed him from the platform, she seemed unimpressed because she criticized him for following her.
Stalking you. Have you ever had your heart broken? And did you cry all day and you didn't want to get out of bed and you couldn't eat? And you thought that life was over? And then one day you woke up and you realized you were way better off without that moron?
Talk about how scary love is. How scary falling in love is. How scary it is because one day you go from feeling so powerful and having complete control over yourself and over your actions. And then the next day, you feel like you're doing things that you normally wouldn't do.
She then took her hubby to the stage for a seductive dance. Following this, Safaree left a show, and there were rumors that he was ejected. Nicki then performed live, and fans were certain that Kenneth intended to pull up on Safaree after he said he was going to hit the streets.
Hurry up, let's do the bottom, y'all. All right, you guys. Yes, that's what happened. It was so hot, and we had a new makeup artist today. And you know when the makeup is wet, you can't touch it with a sponge. So she made a mistake and did that. But we out here. We getting this whole show done plus a surprise.
It was already hot powder.
Fans had plenty to say about the drama, and they didn't hold back in the comments. One fan said, "Let's make it clear. Safaree showing up to Nicki Minaj's Miami show isn't support, it's stalking. Don't enable him by minimizing what it really is." Another had a different take, saying, "I'm not going to lie, the fact that Safaree is a supportive ex, buying the music and concert tickets? I salute him. A lot of exes aren't supportive. They just hate." Another fan chimed in with, "Nicki should have let that man stay and enjoy the show." While others pointed out, Safaree might come off as corny, but I truly believe he loved Nicki despite their issues. He was always genuinely happy for her and her career, and I respect that. What do you think? Were Nicki and Kenneth right to throw Safaree out, or did they take it too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments and be sure to check out this next video.